You've been making bread wrong your whole life, and your crock pot is about to prove it. Hi friends, my name's Christina. Welcome back to my kitchen. I'm with eatingonadime.com, and we are in the middle of a super fun series, how to make all of your favorite holiday recipes in your crock pot. Because as you guys know, my sister Carrie and I love crock pot cooking, and it's not just for everyday meals, it is for the holidays as well. And to celebrate, we made a crock pot holiday recipe cookbook. I've linked that in the description below, as well as today's recipe slow cooker rolls. Yes, you heard me right. You can make rolls in your slow cooker. It's a great way to free up oven space for the holiday, and you don't have to babysit them. They come out perfect every single time, and it's just a couple of ingredients and they taste amazing. Also linked in the description below will be all the tools that I'm using. So if you ever have any questions, make sure that you check that, as well as the recipes. So you can like it, save it, pin it, print it, do whatever you like to do with recipes. I'm an old school girl. I'm still a pinner. Let me know in the comments. What are you guys? Are you a liker, a pinner, a saver, a printer? I don't know. Do you just look it up every single time? I don't know. I love Pinterest. I'm still pinning things. It's a great way to keep everything organized. All right. The two main things you are going to need for this recipe is a stand-up mixer. I am using my handy dandy KitchenAid mixer. I've had this for years. It's going strong. Nothing's going to break this. It's awesome. I love it. And you're going to need a crock pot. So for today, I am recommending that you use a crock pot with the ceramic insert. It gives you the best results for the slow cooker rolls. So don't use your multi-cooker. Save that for something else. Get out that crock pot with the ceramic insert, and we're going to get these rolls started. So get out your mixer. You want your large bowl, and you want to fit it with the whisk attachment. So that's that. For today's recipe, we're using this whisk attachment and the dough attachment. So have both of those handy. First, we are going to activate our yeast. I am using dry active yeast packet for this bread recipe. It's about 2¼ teaspoons. If you don't have a packet, the packet's about 1/4 ounce. Make sure it's not expired, friends. If you're ever making bread and you're like, it didn't rise, I'm always like, how long's your yeast been in your pantry? And if it's been there a while, because I get it, we buy it and you don't bake all the time, and then it expires and you don't realize it. So make sure it's not expired. Then pour in 1 1/4 cup warm water. This is just warm tap water. I just turned on the faucet and make sure it is warm. You do want it warm to activate the yeast. That's all you need right now, yeast and water. We're going to turn this on and we're going to mix it together just for about a minute. Doesn't take long. I'm dancing with my KitchenAid. Okay, once it's nice and mixed, which mine is already looking great, you're going to turn your mixer off. Let this mixture sit for 5 minutes for the yeast to activate. So what I mean by that, and how you're going to know that the yeast is activated, is that it's going to start bringing bubbles to the surface of the water. You have to make sure the yeast activates for it to rise properly in your bread. So wait the 5 minutes. I'm going to show you guys in 5 minutes what it looks like, so don't leave yet. So it's been sitting for about 10 minutes, and you can kind of start seeing the bubbles form around the edges here. It's kind of hard to see in this video. I'm going to let it sit just for maybe 5 more minutes. Okay, I waited 5 more minutes and I got some more bubbles around the edges, or you can see some around the whisk there. So I think it's ready to go. That's my timer there going off for the 5 more minutes. Now that the yeast is activated, we're going to mix in our other wet ingredients that are not, essentially just not the flour. So first you want to start with 1/4 cup melted butter. I melted the butter in the same Pyrex cup for my warm water just to save on dishes. Y'all know how we be. We're making rolls from home, but we're still going to be as lazy as possible. And then 2 teaspoons salt. You cannot have delicious crock pot rolls without salt. And you need sweetener. I love just a little bit of honey for these rolls. I'm going to do 2 tablespoons. This gives it that nice sweet taste that you see in rolls. Oh, or that you get in rolls. It tastes so good. And I love honey because it's like it mixes well into the dough and it's more of like a natural. I love to use like a raw local honey. Adds so much flavor. I should have sprayed this measuring spoon with non-stick spray before putting it in just because it's sticking, but that's okay. I'm going to use the other one here to get them all out. Perfect. All right, keep the whisk attachment on for your KitchenAid. Lock it, and we're just going to stir until these ingredients are combined. Make sure you have a spatula handy. I'm going to get some of that honey off the sides here and just push it down into the bottom. So let it mix for just about a minute. It's not going to take long until all these ingredients are incorporated. Once it's all combined, go ahead and turn off your mixer, and we're going to switch out the attachment to the dough hook. So if you're new to stand-up mixers, this is the whisk hook and this is the dough hook. We're going to need the dough hook for the addition of the flour. Go ahead and get this bad boy on. Okay, go ahead and add the dough hook, lock it in. Now my mixer comes with this guard. I call it a guard. You can put it on top. It holds in place. You can put the flour in here and it keeps it from splashing up onto you. So I love this. A lot of the newer ones come with it, but if you have an older one and you don't have one of these guards, I'm going to link it below for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to gradually add all-purpose flour. You do not want self-rising flour because we already added in the yeast, and it just works better in my opinion. So all-purpose flour is what we need. Make sure that this is locked in. Done that before. If it's not locked, it might moves and it'll fall off the end. Turn it on a low speed to start with. We are going to gradually add in the flour. Now, if you have never baked, I say baked because we're crock potting today, but dealing with baked goods, when you measure flour, you want to scoop and then level. Do not pack, do not shake it, do not shift it, any of that. Just scoop and level. This is a half a cup. I'm going to do 6 of these for 3 cups total. While the mixer is on low, I'm going to get these added in. So scoop just like that. I use my finger and level. Perfect. And we're going to slowly add that in. Anytime you are baking cookies, cakes, bread, pies, pancakes, always scoop and level. Oh, my level wasn't very good on that one. I got it though. Do not pack. Do not shake it in. Okay, so that's 1 cup. We're just going to slowly add this in. 2 cup. Scoop. 2 1/2, and then 1 more makes 3. And I'm going to shake off my shield to make sure all that flour gets in there. Keep this on low until you can start seeing the dough start to form. And then I'm going to bump this up to 2 on the mixer. So it's just the next step up. You want to keep mixing until the dough starts to stick to the dough hook like it's doing here. And it is clean from the sides of the bowl. I'm going to take this shield off so you guys can see. So I'm going to go ahead and use a spatula and get all this other flour in there and just mix it a little bit longer and we should be good. Okay, I got the flour off the sides and just let it mix, and it is pulling the dough from the bowl, and the sides of the bowl are pretty clean where the dough is hitting, and that's how you know it's done. Once the dough is formed, go ahead and turn off your mixer, unlock it, and we're going to pull that dough off of the dough hook, if you will. I just take my fingers, and it should, since the bowl is clean, it should be sticky enough where it sticks to itself, but not the hook, just like that. Perfect. You can see the dough right there. It's beautiful. Let this sit at room temperature. Cover it with a clean kitchen towel, and we're going to let the dough rise for an hour. So to let the dough rise, you just let it sit out covered and check on it in an hour. Okay, guys, I'm going to get all this other stuff cleaned up, and I will see you in 1 hour. While the dough is rising, we are going to go ahead and get our crock pot ready for the cooking. So for this recipe, this is I think it's a 7 quart. It's like a 6, 7 quart I don't know if y'all's kids are doing that joke, but whatever. It's a 6-quart. Now, for this recipe, I do recommend a crock pot with a ceramic insert. It's the heavy inserts, not the nonstick metal inserts. The ceramic ones work the best for this recipe. We are going to line the base with parchment paper. Only reason that we're doing that, it's easy to get the rolls out. They're not going to stick too bad, but it's easy just to get them out. Now, I don't get too fancy with this. I get a piece of parchment paper that's big enough, and I just press it down. I don't cut it to fit. I don't do anything overly complicated like that. I just press it down into the crock pot, and that's it. If I have to do anything overly complicated, I know I'm just not going to do it. So I keep it simple, and it works out great. Okay, our dough is officially ready. It's beautiful, ready to turn into rolls. So what I like to do is get a cutting board, a large knife. We're going to dust it with a little bit of flour so that our dough does not stick. You don't want a ton because you don't want to add more flour to your dough. So just kind of dust it around the bottom, just like that. Then dump that dough right onto your cutting board. My dough is a little sticky at the bottom, so I'm just going to use my hands, get it on out of there. You might need a little bit of flour on your hands. There you go. So for this recipe, it makes 9 rolls. So we're going to cut this dough into 9 even sections, even-ish sections. What I do is I just take the dough, I form it into like a log, cut that into thirds, and then cut each of those sections into thirds again. And you're going to have roughly 9 even dough sections, if you will. Perfect. They do not need to be exact. They just need to be close enough because you want the rolls to all be ready around the same time. Then take a section of your dough, gently roll it in the ball, and put it on the base of your crock pot. And keep going keep going until all of them are rolled and in the crock pot. And I'll show you guys what it looks like in the crock pot. You want it all of them on the bottom. You don't want to overlap these, just like you wouldn't overlap them in the oven. It's the same way here. You want them all on the bottom. Now, cooking rolls in your crock pot is a bit different, and we will go over that here, what you need to look for on when you know they're ready. So here are the rolls, just lined in the bottom of the crock pot. They don't have to be perfect, but they are roughly around the same time, just so they'll be all ready at the same time. And that's it. Only thing left to do is to cook them. Put your lid on. We're going to cook this on high. Now, you want to make sure the lid is shut with that parchment paper, that is in the right spot. Mine is. We're going to kick this on over to high, make sure it's plugged in. It's going to take about an hour to an hour and a half until these are cooked through in your crock pot. I do not recommend cooking on low. The outside is going to get done before the inside. You're not going to get the best texture. Just cook this on high. What you're looking for is the edges should start to brown around the ceramic, and the bottom will start to brown. The top of these will not brown at the beginning, but keep watching because I'm going to show you how to get that nice golden brown in just minutes without sacrificing any flavor. So let these cook on high, 1 hour to 1.5 hours. Also, if you're nervous about them being cooked through on the inside, you can use a meat thermometer. You're looking about 190 to 205 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's when you know the roll is done. Okay, these are on. I'm going to see you guys probably in about 90 minutes, and we're going to check on these rolls. So I'm thinking they are about done, and I want to show you up close so you can see what you're looking for. Now, you're not going to get the brown on the top, but I'm going to show you how to get there. But what you're looking for is this brown around the edges. And then if you want to check the internal temperature with a meat thermometer, you can do that as well in case you're nervous that it's not cooked through. You're wanting it to be over 190. 190 to 205 is good. So we are good, and we're going to turn this off, and I'm going to show you how to give them this nice golden brown color. Okay, they're officially done. Now, you definitely can serve them just like this. That's totally fine. The bread is cooked through. They're going to be nice, soft, gooey. It smells amazing like homemade bread. But for me, I want the tops to be a nice golden brown. So what you do is you take your parchment paper. It's a little warm, but mine's not too hot. And you want to carefully lift it out, and we're going to put it on this baking sheet. Look how pretty it looks. Looks like a beautiful homemade rolls. You can see the nice golden brown edges. Melt the remaining butter. It's another 1/4 cup. So you need a 1/2 cup total. A 1/4 is in and a 1/4 is on top. And just brush it on top with a basting brush. You can have as much or as little as you like. You guys, these are homemade rolls. I'm saying go for it. That's what I'm saying. The more butter, the better. Is that fair? You guys let me know. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about it? I love it. Okay, so we're going to brush the top with it. And then what you do is stick this under your broiler, sorry, southern accent coming out, broiler for 1 to 2 minutes until the tops are golden brown. And that's it. So mine have been broiling for about 2 minutes, and you can see how the top is now perfectly golden brown. And that's it. You're ready to take them out and enjoy them. Okay, friends, time for my favorite part, taste testing. So this is almost like a pull apart bread. Each roll will just kind of pull off of the other one. Look how beautiful it is. And it's nice and steamy still. I don't know if you guys can see the steam coming off of it. And the inside is perfect. My favorite part is how wonderful it smells in my house right now. Nothing like made from scratch bread. All right, let's try it. It has the best flavor and the best texture as well. Look at that. It is beautiful. I cannot wait for you guys to try this one. All right, friends. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Let me know in the comments who's trying to make homemade bread this way this year. I just looked at the ingredients, and it's 6 ingredients. 1 is water, 1 is salt. So we're really going to say 4 ingredient bread recipe. Perfect homemade bread every single time. You can make it in your crock pot, have the switch over to warm, and then you just got to broil it a few minutes before your meal is ready, and it's ready to enjoy, guys. This is going to be a game changer this holiday season. If you run out of oven space, just pull out that crock pot instead, and you're still going to have really delicious homemade rolls. Oh, they're so good. I can't stop eating them. Amazing. Again, thank you guys so much for joining me today in my kitchen. I hope I inspired you to use your slow cooker more this holiday season. Don't forget, all of these recipes are linked in the description below, so you can check them out there. And also, check out that digital cookbook, friends. It is going to change the holidays in your household and make your dinner still delicious, but super duper easy, just the way we like it. All right, friends, I'm out of here. I got to go devour the rest of this perfectly fluffy roll. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I will see you next time. And until then, do not forget, friends, eat at home by eating on a dime. Bye, friends. I'll see you next time.